Hey, this is Olivia, and I'm going to be presenting my American Colonies project. The colony I chose to present is New York. New York's geography had mountains in the northeast, good land for farming, and fertile soil. And New York had a combination of New England and southern region geography. The climate was mild with warm summers and mildly cold winters. And as I said before, New York was a middle colony, and the bordering colonies were Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire. New York was also by Lake Ontario and the Hudson River, which is pictured right here. New York was founded in 1626 by Peter Minute, who was the leader of New York, and he founded it with other men on Manhattan Island. New York's government was a limited form of self-government and was a royal colony. The nationality of the colony was European and Dutch, and there was also some French too. New York didn't really have a specific religion, and they gave the people the right to religious freedom. And this is a picture of New York's founder. New York was founded because of trading and profits, and they're also known as a breadbasket colony because they were known for growing many crops such as wheat. Some of the jobs in New York were farming, crafting, merchant, and being a merchant, mining, and sailing. The children usually went to school for about 3 years, and boys went longer than girls. The houses were usually made of brick and charcoal. There was usually one room in the house, and families also had a barn outside. And this is a picture of what most houses in New York looked like back then. Here is a picture of the New York flag. This is New York surrounded by other colonies. This is what it just usually looked like on the streets of New York. And here's a picture of some New Yorkers talking to some Native Americans. 3 different facts about New York was one that New York used to be called New Amsterdam and the province of New York. And the colony was named after the Duke of York. New York was also one of the main battlegrounds during the Revolutionary War, and corn was a popular crop grown in New York because it fed both humans and animals. The 2 original native groups of New York were the Iroquois and the Algonquins. This right here is a map of the Iroquois 6 nations, and this is a picture of how Algonquin men dressed. New York had a pretty good economy, and they had a lot of jobs to offer, which is what their economy was based on. Some difficulties that New Yorkers face were they often had bad encounters with Native Americans, and they would get into fights. And they had some wars, which also led to a bunch of deaths between the Native Americans and New Yorkers as well. And many people in New York also had different ideas of religion, political views, and a bunch of other stuff, which usually led to a bunch of controversy and created problems. And also the Dutch and the English fought over New York a lot, and the Dutch originally founded New York, but the English later took them over. And that's the end. Thank you for listening to my project.